Hey, hey, hey. So this is the 50th episode. Um, I was originally going to make this a two-parter and have it go one after another and have it come out on Good Friday. Just seemed like a bunch of extra steps, so fuck it. I'll do it live. Um, oh, sorry. Had a blank moment. Um, it's been a rough year. It really has. And the last few weeks have been pretty rough. But life is good, and I would like to uh, discuss on this some news, laughing about a couple things, a couple news articles. Um, there's a particular speech that I would like to go over, and American Francophobia. Lovely article written by Thomas Dell many, many years ago. I remember reading it. Hell, it might have been 20 years ago. But I was actually just thinking about it the other day. So figure I'll revisit this article or blog post. I'd go with an essay. I'd call it an essay, but you never know. So I just want to say thank you to everyone that's watching this now and those that will watch it in the future. And probably won't be as brief as the last few, but I'm also not going to be super wasted either. But the most important thing to remember is I still am going to. That's right. Social credit scores. That is absolutely something straight out of George Orwell's 1984. And Thoughty too, great, great writer, YouTuber. He actually has a channel on Hulu, not Hulu, Roku. I actually knew the guy before I started watching YouTube, shockingly. And he's discussing some sci fi books that predicted the future, right? Whether it be, uh, I did a video a long time ago about how Star Trek influenced so much. Like the reason why cell phones would open up this way instead of like a switchblade was simply because of L. Ron Daddy. Simply because of Star Trek. That's why cell phones flipped open. There's a million other reasons, but or a million other examples of science fiction. But one that gives me particular pause is 1984. George Orwell's 84 is abso-fucking-lutely coming true. But I don't think it's because Mr. Orwell predicted the future. I think he just gave an example of horrible, authoritarian, controlling, globalist assholes. And these fuckers are using 1984 as an instruction manual. It's supposed to be a warning. Now, Splatter says Star Wars is better than Star Trek. That's like saying water's wet or saying, ooh, the sun is up there somewhere. And at night, it's on the other side of the planet. Yeah, everyone knows Star Wars is better. At least, well, hell, I would say it used to be, and now it's really gone to shit. But so has Star Trek, actually. So they both kind of gone to shit. Like 300 years ago, when I was a young kid, I had a good friend. He was a Trekkie, and you know, Star Wars is just better. You know, uh, in general, it's an epic story. It's not necessarily sci-fi, it's science fiction fantasy. So even not even really science fiction, it's just a futuristic fantasy, a space opera, really. And he gave the only fucking he gave just this great reason why he thinks Star Trek is better, and I had no argument against it. Because he is 100% right. It is something that made Star Trek superior to Star Wars in a way. Now, if you value that, then no shame. And that is, Star Trek was a serial, episodic show that gives more content, more story, and Star Wars is this big, giant, epic event. Now, I know people are going to say the novels and all this. Yeah. But let's just talk generally. Star Wars is those 3 fucking movies, and Star Trek was those 2 fucking TV shows. Now, yes, it kept going on and on and on and on, and they've added to it, but at the basis, at least at that point in time, it was just that. My favorite Star Wars movie. Yeah, Maverick, it's 50th podcast. We're supposed to do a stream, but not. Same with you, Splatter, but this is the Rambling Podcast. It's where I ramble on. But my favorite Star Wars movie, I'm not saying it's the best, but my favorite is Return of the Jedi. I like it. I love it. It's fantastic. Now, my favorite Star Trek show actually is the best, and that's Deep Space Nine. It was the only one that had some real characterization, and the captain, he does become a captain, Sisko, is kind of a shitbag. I mean, he's a hero, but he's also kind of shitty. By the way, for both of you, I was right about the Indiana Jones 5. I was right. Absolutely right. But yes, 1984 is being used as an instruction manual. And I don't delve into politics too much, but I did a political compass test. It should be out on the channel and Facebook and Twitter or X and Rumble and Odyssey, but not BitChute for some reason. It's not uploading properly there. Anyone really good at BitChute, hit me up. But some things aren't about political parties or political fucking arguments. And that is freedom, morality, safety. Now, those three things pertain to damn near every single issue that involves the government or civics. And you have to look at those three things and see which one's most important to you. And that is your basis for making the choice. And I generally, the older I get, the more I am freedom focused. It was probably 60 freedom, 40 safety. As a young adult, it was probably an even split until I was probably high school age. But now it's 80% freedom, 20% safety. And 1984 is all about using safety and morality to obfuscate and tear down freedom. So when you get a fucking crazy idiot far leftist like Howard Stern saying, "Screw your freedoms, man." Okay, Howard. And then you get conservative GOP non-extremists, not far right, not far left, just a centrist, light right leaning, like Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, "Screw your freedoms, man." And all of this was fear mongering, getting people to hand over their freedoms. "1984, you should read it. And always try to take a step back from a hot topic and look at freedom, safety, morality. Engage it by those three things. And then make your choice. Don't just quick react. "Oh, I'm scared." Life is scary. "Oh, that's awful and that's immoral." Yeah, well, people suck. So that's my thoughts. Now, I would like to start off the 50th podcast. I say start off. I'm 15 minutes into rambling. But I would like to first real topic that's planned. Yeah, just took my first shot. Hamming it up. As many of you may know, I was a theater major in college. I have done some small independent films. I have done some rather major professional plays, as well as a lot of unprofessional things. But the phrase hamming it up. "Oh yeah, he's really hamming it up." Where the fuck's that come from? Never thought about it. I was just chilling the other day, probably at work, and it came up, hamming it up. And I thought, huh, where in the hell does that come from? Well, obviously, I know the answer. It's obvious. It comes from Hamlet, right? Hamlet is such a big, serious play, right? With these epic scenes, whether 'tis nobler to suffer the slings, right? To be or not to be. Oh, poor Yorick. I knew him well. Get thee to a nunnery! What have you. All this. Epic. And then you got some dude who's doing a fucking Sprite commercial. And this is exactly what I thought of when I thought of hamming it up. Right? And he's like, yeah, A train, come rolling down to da 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 da. And then like the director goes, cut. And the guy just loses. He's like, I am going to my trailer. I played Hamlet at Cambridge. This is unprofessional. So it made me see the obvious answer, and that is you're hamming it up, meaning you are acting as though you are in Hamlet when you're really just in a fucking high school production of Little Shop of Horrors. Obvious. See, I'm right. And then pulled up an article. Didn't read it. I just saw the very first part and was like, oh shit, I'm wrong. I am wrong. So let's learn together. Now, this comes from the Grammarist by Candace Osmond. I don't know if she's any relation to the Osmond family, but Lord knows there's 100 kids and 500 grandkids, so possibly. The meaning of ham it up is to take something ordinary and pump up the volume to an almost ridiculous degree. Think of it as jazz hands of everyday life. This idiom comes from early 20th century theater, where a ham was slang for an overacting actor. Oh, the drama. Now, an idiom is when you group some words together that have different meanings. All right, an idiom, I'm not going to go with the grammar's long-winded explanation. I'm going to give my own long-winded explanation. All right, so an idiom is when you take like a Russian racehorse. It's a phrase of words. It's a group of words used to paint a picture while describing something totally different. A cat is nervous is a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Right? It's descriptive, but it's not literal. When I was learning French, we called them idiomatic expressions. But anyways, in the late 1800s, hamming it up came from a ham fatter. So it actually has nothing to do with ham or Hamlet. It's referring to laying it on thick. From the vaudeville days when it's when you overdo the makeup. And ham fat was used to coat the face for the powder makeup. And it's just Essentially, it was using too much makeup and going overboard and making big gestures on stage because you're going to sling your ham fat everywhere. Honestly, I like my assumed reason better. You think you're doing Hamlet while you're just doing this. But ham fatter, random boring fact that I now know, and so do you. All right, so next up on the docket is turns out Advil is racist. I know, I know. Um Now I don't use I came I grew up in a time where racism was a horrible, horrible virus that had infected a large, a moderate portion of the world. And I was blessed because my parents grew up in a much more racist time. And one of the worst fucking things uh, we could say about someone was that they're racist. Now, saying like, oh, they don't like gays. Sadly, that was not an uncommon thing. Homosexuality was definitely shit on widely, and it there was no shame in hating gays by the general public. Whereas now it's being called a homophobe. It's like, no, I just, but yeah, even back then, you're a racist. And unless they were a very specific group of people, they would take it as a real insult. Like, no, and try to like it was a big deal. These days, everyone's a Nazi and everyone's racist. That's right. Just, oh, you've got dreads. You're racist. Um, but I'm Scottish, and they were doing it long before they'd ever seen a black person. So probably not. In fact, conjoined hair before Africans did it and before the Scots did it, certain types of Greeks did it. But let's just be honest here. It's something that popped up around the world in very specific places for specific reasons, and they're not connected to each other. So calm the fuck down. There's some actual fucking horrible, evil, racist people out there. Stop bugging the fucking hippie because he got dreads. But Advil had a little oopsie. They did something that is ignorant. Um, Very much stupid, and it bothers me. It shouldn't bother me that much, and I'm not like deeply offended. I'm just bothered with the stupidity of it. Um, Let me pull up the stop it. By the way, not gonna say all of it, but DEX is cracking down on racist meme coins because With this Israel-Palestine issue, it has been very memeable for people to really say the crazy, stupid things that these very anti-Semitic things about people of Jewish descent. It has become very memeable lately. And a lot of people are doing it for the yucks. Just like there was a time where our beloved frog was having a lot of bad guys from World War II stuff applied to him. It was for the yucks, but come on, guys. I'm all about offensive humor, but come on, isn't it old to do all the Jew jokes? All right. The only reason to do it is to really piss people off and offend them. And man, there's more creative ways to do this. I mean, meme it up. Don't let your memes be dreams. Do you, man? But come on. It just, I'm not enjoying it. Maybe I'm just old. Anyways, Advil. They say pain is racist. Now, this comes from Katya Sedgwick. It was written the 20th of March. Is pain racist? Advil seems to think so. The manufacturer of the pain relief widely available in American supermarkets and pharmacies and gas stations and Dollar Generals and pretty much everywhere. It's an over-the-counter, available to anybody medicine. They've teamed with Morehouse School of Medicine. By the way, Morehouse, a historically black college, fantastic. I'm a big fan of HBCs, the history and the traditions. Absolutely. Deserve a lot of love and praise. And just as the Citadel, which wears a form of a Confederate uniform, has a lot of history and deserves love and praise. Because both of these types of institutions allow people of any race to go. So, yes. Advil's own study says that 3 in 4 blacks who experience pain believe there is a difference in how their pain is treated based on their race. Oh, okay. Shut up. So 3 out of 4 black people think their doctor is racist and treats white people better. Got it. And Advil's going to fix that with their pain equity. Everyone reaching their full potential. Okay. Properly treating conditions of which pain is the symptom and managing suffering is probably a better goal than everyone hurting equally, right? Advil study, to which they refer to, was published in the form of snippets on their website, online, survey of 1,000 Americans suffering from pain with an possibly oversample of 1,000 people being asked and 1,000 black people being asked. Oh, okay. Study found that blacks are more likely to go to the emergency rooms than all other ethnic groups. There's some memes in there I'm not touching. I would generally say in urban settings, and in impoverished settings, the emergency room is more likely than the, family doctor. 20% of blacks, 10% of whites, 17% of Hispanics, and 5% of Asians. Therefore, blacks receive different and perhaps lower quality treatments. Okay. And then to make an assumption on top of an assumption on top of an assumption is that they're going to the emergency rooms because doctors don't address their health issues until they become entrenched. Or it's because in urban settings, particularly impoverished settings, going to the family doctor is just not going to happen. So Advil profiled 5 black Americans with harrowing stories of misdiagnosis, in which their complaints of pain were ignored by unnamed doctors at unnamed hospitals. Okay. So their problem's going to be fixed with over-the-counter pain relief? No, it's not. I trust the subjects of the interview have their reasons to withdraw the information relating to their health care, but from the reader's point of view, the campaign has a strong feel to it. We're asked to believe something as personal as the experience of pain and perception of racism based on veiled, unverified information. I don't want to suggest that the experience described are unlikely. Many interactions in a doctor's office don't have a happy ending. Now, I have spent a lot of time in hospitals, as the name doc might imply. And I have like 100 kids, and I've gone to the hospital a lot of times on the patient side of it as well. And doctors suck. Now, nurses are way better, but they still kind of suck. The healthcare system, because of insurance companies, and by the way, universal healthcare doesn't solve this, it just makes it worse. Make it into fucking lines at a fucking concert. Next. And yeah, I know, oh no, universal healthcare means no insurance companies. No, that means insurance companies handle it. We just pay them with tax money. It's the same thing, only it's slightly worse because the cost of everything goes up, and because you're going to get paid for it, more stupid tests and stretch everything out into like 5 appointments. Like, okay, I got you for like 20 minutes. Let me see if I can do 3 things. No, I got you for 20 minutes. Let me spend 10 minutes of it doing vitals, and then 5 minutes asking questions, and then prescription pad, and then set up another 4 appointments to repeat the process because I am milking you like a fucking cow. Yes, this is why I'm not in the healthcare field in the civilian sector. Can't fucking do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Advil, shut the fuck up. Now, someone wants to address racism in the healthcare field. Yes, I would like to see that. If you can find a real disparity, and I believe it's possible. I believe it's not only possible, it's likely that in some locations or some situations with some doctors, there are going to be some presumptions made based on someone's race, age, gender, or sexual orientation. I've seen it happen. Fortunately, in the military setting, people are all, the same. They're all just stupid privates or whiny officers or fuck, that's an NCO. All right, let's see what's wrong. It's not, oh, he's a druggie. Oh, no, it's so yeah, I'm very lucky in my military experiences in that sense. Fun story, two dudes had a rash. And I gave them both different meds. Because it was a steroid cream. I gave the black dude different one, and he's like, "Is this because I'm black?" Yeah. Wait. What? Yeah. Yeah, this one could possibly bleach your skin and, give you like weird spots. Seen it happen. I know a chick who's mixed race who has splotches because of it. A cream, a topical medication. And I was like, well, that seems fucked up. All right, well, I'll tell you what, I'll let you pick. You want the one that's gonna might bleach your skin, or you want the one that won't ever bleach your skin? What about him? Okay, I'll give him the choice. Do you want the one that won't bleach your skin or the one that won't bleach your skin? Up, see? Don't matter. That seems wrong. Well, blame your melanin, brother, because it ain't me doing it. And in the military setting, you can do that. You can say that. It's more relaxed. Soldiers, we're all fucking assholes to each other. We say awful things. And because we're all being fucked by Uncle Sam's big green willy. So we're all victims together. But in the civilian sector, you see it very, very quickly. Oh, drug addict. Okay, probably. But the fuck's that have to do with it? Like, we should, like kidney stuff. Like, we should check. They're strung out. Yes. And they have a kidney infection. So, oh, well, fuck them, I guess. All right, cool. Or that little kid fell down in the playground. That little kid, I think his dad's beating him. Okay. You didn't think that 5 minutes ago on the other one. Why is that? You just get to know these things. I get it. I do. And I'm not saying that these nurses or doctors are racist, because it's not about race. In most of these situations. It's about poverty. They apparently just don't assume that rich people beat the fuck out of their kids. Now, I will say, in my humble experience, they're more likely to accuse a white family or be suspicious of a white family for certain abuse and a black family for certain abuse. And I'm not saying anything other than if some healthcare or if some agency was like, we want to address this, we want to look into this, we want to research into this, I'd be like, yeah, I'd be very, very curious. I would like to see what this comes up with. I think we can make a real, we could possibly make a real improvement in how patients are seen. But over-the-counter pain medicine wants to get high fives and hugs by saying we're going to attack racism because black people are abused by emergency room doctors. Based on... Also, what the fuck are you going to do about it? What, you're running advertisements? What you're doing is trying to get Advil as a, yay, there are good people. Fuck off, Advil. All right. If you want to make an actual fucking solution to an actual fucking problem, let me know. But just let me virtue signal and pat myself on the back for calling people racist. You are part of the reason why, when I was growing up, being called racist is one of the worst fucking things. And now it's, oh, why am I racist now? Oh, because I'm drinking milk. Oh, I'm racist because I painted one of my nails purple? The fuck? Oh, I'm racist because I'm Catholic? What? Oh, I'm racist because 300 years ago somebody did something. Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, you took the word racist and you made it pointless and not an insult anymore. And that's dangerous. Used to be a dude's racist. Oh, fuck, really? Oh, that's terrible. Against who? Man, what do you do? Oh, man, that's fucked up. Now it's, oh, so-and-so's racist. Oh! What do? Watch The Simpsons? Oh, did he, is he a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and he painted his face black and gold? Yeah. Idiot. Oh, but that's state of the affairs. Advil, fuck off. This isn't going well for you, and it shouldn't. By the way, 5-hour energy. Didn't know this till I came. Someone told me to look into some fucking documentary thing. They actually spend a shit ton of money on clean drinking water and cheap electricity for Africa and the Middle East, which a lot of that is Africa, a lot of it's Asia, and they don't like run commercials about it. The CEO, who's Indian, I believe, or was the former CEO, maybe. I don't know. Someone look that up and let me know. But yeah, the CEO's like, yeah, we're making all this, we're making money, and we can spend a small portion of it and make a huge difference. That's great. You don't want to advertise it? Then again, Mr. Beast goes and digs wells and people shit on him. And part of this is because of people like Advil, or corporations like Advil. Pain is racist. Okay. Oh, that's it? You got nothing else? Fuck off. Say Mr. Beast is like, hey, I'm doing something cool. Fuck off. Scammer. No, I'm literally digging well. I don't care. I hate you. Racist. What? You're a white savior. I'm digging wells in Africa. Why don't you dig wells for the Apache? Huh? In New Mexico. They need help. Oh, no. You're specifically going. Like, dude, calm the fuck down. Guys doing nice things for people. Give them some love. Advil. I'm sure they're doing great things for people, but as soon as you go, we're going to stop racist pain. Really? All right. Now, there are a lot of people that are taking a lot of pleasure in this next story. Sean Puffy Combs, Sean Puff Daddy, Sean P. Diddy, didn't he go by Baby Jesus for a while? Or no, wait, that was ODB. Sorry. World Peace? No, wait, that was Latrell Sprewell. Whatever. Sean Combs. They raided his fucking homes. LA and Miami homes. Homeland Security. And they're going after him for sex trafficking. Now, there's been, by the way, I'm scrolling through, and James Myers is the author of the news article that I'm reading. Don't think he's a bad writer just because I'm skipping around and I'm touching on things and bringing up a million other topics. So I'm reading James Myers' article, but I'm reading over it, but I'm not reading it. So don't blame him. But credit to him for being my notes. Sean Combs, known as P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, blah, 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 used to bang Jennifer Lopez. Wait, isn't that everyone? Multiple homes raided as part of a grown-ups cuddle trafficking investigation. The raid was conducted by Homeland Security and Fox 11 in Los Angeles was the first to report it. Shout out to them, I guess. Multiple videos show them they cuffed his kids. Justin and King, by the way, both great names. I think Justin is a fantastic name. I've known a lot of Justins. I think it's a strong name. And King, not that common, but that's a pretty cool name. But Justin, King, seems a little, unfair. Justin, Your Highness! You guys need to stop arguing so much. I love you both equally. I love you, Justin. Your Highness! I love you as well. Now, there's been a lot of allegations on trafficking against Sean Combs lately for lawsuits, for sexual abuse. They say it's gone on for decades. He's denied all these allegations. Now, what they're not talking about in these articles, and really they can't, is there's been a lot of non-hetero accusations made against Mr. Combs. And again, don't care. There's been a lot of allegations that he was coercing and using his status to get hetero people to do non-hetero acts in exchange for success in show business. Cat Williams has been saying it a lot for a while, but it blew up recently again. Now, I am not going to take a strong stance one way or the other. I will say Cat Williams' claims are, in my humble, probably correct opinion, partial lies and partial exaggerations. I think he name drops certain people. I don't know which ones are name drops just to get clicks and which ones are real. I don't know that he was in the room when people did things, but I will say that there is definitely a casting couch in show business and a casting couch for heteros to do non-hetero things. Studio 54, a not good movie. Mike Myers in a dramatic role, a young Ryan Philippe, and I want to say Selma Hayek touches on it to an extent. And yes, that's a real thing that goes on in show business and other areas. You know, it's a thing that happens in places. And yeah, it does deserve to be called out, just like the Me Too movement started out as a wonderful thing, and a lot of people took advantage of it. I don't think that should discredit the legitimate cases. It just muddies the water, makes it harder to tell the legitimate cases from the non-legitimate, and you know, there's no easy way to go about it. Sean Combs has been accused of struggle cuddling various young black men in order to taking advantage of them to get them into the industry. And if this is true, and there's a lot of smoke, doesn't mean there's a fire. And a lot of people are jumping in on it and making crazy claims. Then there needs to be something done about that. No one should be forced. No one should be forced to do those acts, whether it's hetero or homo acts. sexual acts should not be part of casting process for kids shows, for Hollywood, for record deals, for any of that. It's wrong. It is. And people shouldn't stand for it. Now, the legality of it, government involvement, that's, a whole long-winded, like, I'd have to really sit down and think about what criminal acts it would be to be like, hey, I'll give you a record deal if you put this there. And they go, oh, I don't want to. Okay, you don't have to. You just won't get the record deal. Okay, I'll do it. It's awful. It's terrible. Needs to be called out. Needs to be attacked. Needs to be fucking stopped. My thoughts on should the government get involved? Ooh. I don't know. That's very nuanced. I will say this. We have power. As consumers of products, we have power. And we need to make our voices heard. And if we think so, Bud Light got fucking hurt badly because they did something that their customer base did not like. Now, whether you think it's wrong what they did or whether you think they were 100% in the right, their customer base was not pleased. So Gillette, who sells men's razors, attacking men, it didn't work out. Nelson Peltz came along and what have you. You have power in what movies you watch, in what music you listen to, in what deodorant you wear, what shoes you wear. You have power. Make your choice and make your opinion known to these businesses. And there you go. I truly hope that Sean Combs, who I don't like or dislike, there was a time I hated the guy over a Led Zeppelin thing, but a lot of smoke, and if he's guilty, then I hope an appropriate punishment is meted out to him based on what he does or what he did. I hope the punishment is equal to justice. And if he's punished a little harsher, I'm okay with that too. But let's not be so quick to attack a monster that we set precedents that gives away any of our freedoms or rights. Punish these fuckers to the full extent of the law. But let's not get too creative, because that shit comes back to bite you. All right. The next one's gonna be super quick and easy. Donald Trump some of you love Donald Trump, some of you hate Donald Trump. Whatever your opinions on him personally, it's pretty clear some of these court cases are illegitimate. And this latest victory in court has been a half-assed win, right? The fact that they accused him of the banks. Okay. The banks are happy. The banks got their money back. The banks benefited. Like everybody. Like there are many things you can attack Trump for. And you want to go after him for some stuff? Great. That's your right. But this was a shoddy case. And the fact that real estate entrepreneurs have canceled plans and left-leaning Democrat entrepreneurs have pulled projects out of New York, and the governor of New York had to get on fucking TV and hold a press conference and say, no, don't cancel your projects. I know you do the exact same thing he did. We all do. Even Jon Stewart did it, by the way. That came out right after he fucking attacked Trump for doing it. But we won't prosecute you. This was a special situation. Oh, so you mean the business practices you went after him for, charged him with, and convicted him for are practices you openly admit are legal, and you're not going to go after anybody else for doing that because that'd be crazy. Oh, okay. Anyways, his bond was dropped from $500 million to $175 million. Why it matters? It's a huge win because if he wasn't able to post $500 million by the Monday deadline, they're going to take his homes, a lot of his homes. Letitia James campaigned, the New York Attorney General, campaigned on, I'm going to get Trump. And got her elected. Now, Trump cannot serve as an officer or director of any New York company for 3 years. Pretty sure he's not going to do any business in that state ever again. Now, it's just stupid. There's a lot of shitty things to go after people for. But New York is really dumb. Like when we're going to tax the rich. And then everybody left all these large money makers. I'm not paying 60% taxes. Nope. I can go to New Jersey and just fucking commute across the bridge every day. Good. And the governor has to be like, it's immoral and wrong for you to flee the state because you don't want to pay taxes. Yeah, I'm going to give my 38% to New Jersey. I'm sorry, you weren't happy with getting 40%. You wanted 60%. Now you get 0. France did that with the Robin Hood tax. Gerard Depardieu, one of the finest actors that's ever lived, of any nationality, but definitely the second finest French actor of all time. Jean Reno is the greatest, by the way, in case you're curious. Watch Wasabi and tell me I'm wrong. Or 22 Bullets. That's actually great, but Wasabi is fucking phenomenal. I love Wasabi. And I have a lovely, lovely article, essay on American Francophobia. See, I've got my opinions, and Thomas Dell, who wrote this lovely essay, spells out a wonderful argument, a wonderful explanation as to why Americans started hating the French. It's weird. And you get like a few weird reasons for it. Now, my lovely, intelligent, well-traveled parents hate France. Hate France. Hate France. And this is because in 1977, they went to Paris and everyone was rude. And it was very dirty and people were shitty. And they ordered a pizza and the fucking waiter wouldn't listen and fucking they put an egg. It was just awful, awful time. And my mother is right. Sucks. My father was like, it was interesting. It was weird. But again, Dad's been everywhere. Well, not everywhere. I've been everywhere, but Dad's been hell. Mom never went to Korea. Dad did. So Dad's more accustomed to this is not what we knew growing up in a small Appalachian town with no running water. This is new to me. Except Dad gets to add the this is weird living in a large metropolitan area with all the American comforts available. This is batshit. And I agree. But also, if a wonderfully intelligent, kind, compassionate person went to San Francisco and experienced what that place is now, and then they go back to their home and go, yeah, oh, you know someone from Kansas? Yeah, well, let your friend from Kansas know that I don't appreciate poop being smeared on everything or throwing it at people. What is wrong with Americans? What? What? What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, I went to America, spent 2 days there, and oh my goodness. Now, granted, 1977, the internet was really, really slow. And here it is, 2024. My mother's actually better on the internet than she was a couple years ago. Dad has no fucking desire for the internet. Nope, fuck you. Email, nope. They can fucking text me on my phone, or I don't fucking need to know. Fuck off. Like, Dad has Facebook, but that's about it. But yeah, in 1977, that is France. I've been to France. Have you been to France? No? Well, I have. And let me tell you about France. So I get my parents' disdain for a country that I deeply love. But I hate Paris. Fucking hate Paris. I'll go to Saint Etienne and love it, but any closer to Paris than that, and I'm like, I'd rather. Can I stay in France? Not go there. I may have gotten a little bit much on the intro, so I'm going to go ahead and not skip, but delay the speech and do Thomas Dell's essay on American Francophobia. In fact, not only am I going to do that, I am going to share screen the whole thing. Now, this is archived, of course. Boom. And let's go ahead and take this down. There we go. Now, that should make it a little better, easier to read as I go through it. All right. Now, again, this was written 20 years ago. For the past 60 years, France has been a mainstay of American xenophobia. Since World War II, their citizens have been the butt of foreigner jokes for 3 generations of Americans. It all boils down to a deep-seated suspicion that, for whatever reasons, the crepe eaters just plain never fought hard enough against the Germans. America stereotypes the people of France as rude, effete bastards having an undeserved air of self-importance in a culture based primarily around their cuisine. They are generally dismissed as pretentious egomaniacs with a propensity towards an undeserved ethnocentrism. These prejudices against the French are so ingrained in American culture that isolated instances go unchallenged by typical citizens. In fact, they're barely even noticed at all, fading into the background. Since they were young, Americans have become desensitized to the anti-French portrayal in the media and overall culture. To stop quoting, let me go with I love French culture. French food, not a huge fan, but I do love the bread and the cheese. French music, I love. Yeah. But this is where, okay, so this gives a time frame. This is back to so this is around 2000-ish, the war in Iraq. Now, France opposed the war in Iraq because France and Saddam had Jacques Chirac. I'm sorry, not Jacques Chirac. Yeah. The president of France had a very nice deal going with Saddam Hussein for some oil. And yeah, it was a huge thing. Dude almost went to prison over it. But yeah. That was France's issue. Now, I got to spend a little bit of time with some French soldiers in Afghanistan, and definitely not girly. So naturally, when France began making noises that would veto a United Nations resolution authorizing America to fuck Saddam in the ass, the response back in the US of A was fairly predictable. French wine flowed in the streets. The various gutter bourgeois and Beaujolais. Never mind, the French still received payments for those spilt protests. And Fox News pundit Bill O'Reilly called for a consumer product of all French goods. Florida Congresswoman Ginny Brown White sponsored House Resolution 1265, the American Heroes Repatriation Act of 2003. France has consistently turned its back on the United States. They forget if it weren't for America, they would be speaking German today. To provide upon the request of a qualifying person for the removal of the remains of any United States service member or other person interred in an American Battle Monuments Commission cemetery located in France or Belgium, and for the transportation of such remains to a location in the United States for reinterment. The French love Jerry Lewis as much as the Germans love David Hasselhoff. And Thomas Dell has this really cool timeline, which is one of the reasons why I really dig Thomas Dell. Patrick Henry declares Thomas Jefferson came home from France so Frenchified that he abjured his native victuals. Mark Twain writes in his notebook, France has neither winter nor summer nor morals. Apart from these drawbacks, it is a fine country. France has usually been governed by prostitutes. So yes, it has been a thing to shit on France for a bit. Now, I don't think it was in the 50s a big deal, like the cool thing to do to shit on France. I do think that when British movies and music really took over in America, the British hatred of France caught on. I think that's a good portion of it. Now, France has more monuments to the American military than the United States does. For World War II, sorry. Let me preface that. There was a very large Black American population in France, because after France was liberated, the champagne flowed, the bras came off, people fucking partied. And American soldier, American uniform, right there. You, sir, All right, fucking hero, come here. Let me fucking feed you. You want some booze? You want some what? What do you want? My hero. Tell me what you need. It is yours. I love you. American hero. And dude's like, oh, I can't go in there. Of course you can. You are my guest of honor. Please come in here. Let me buy you a drink. No, where do the what bar do the black people go to? What? I mean, I can't go in there with all the white soldiers. Son, you're a hero. I will I will give you anything you need. I love you. I am grateful for you. You're not black. They're not white. You're a hero. You're my hero. And a whole bunch of others. Baby, I ain't coming home. I'm sending you a ticket. You're moving to France. Because, hell yeah. And that is why, for a long time, France had a higher black population than its neighbors, especially Germany. I mean, you go to northern France, and northern France reminds me of Idaho, Iowa, non-Portland, Oregon. If Montana had any farms, Wisconsin, you know, they're just salt of the earth, good folks, good people, hardworking. Andre the Giant, if you ever look in his childhood, very, very French. And yes, France has some peculiarities, and their movies are so fucking depressing. By the way, Monsieur Fat Girl, I think might be Hulu or Netflix, I don't know. Beautiful, poignant movie, and then last fucking 3 minutes. I need to call my therapist. I mean, Johnny Halliday. I love French culture. I love French music. Don't particularly enjoy French food, but it's all right. And the time I've spent in France has been positive. It's been good. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed my time with the French and the French military. Yeah. I just hate that people associate France with Paris. Paris is a shithole. What country are you from? Are you from the Philippines? Would you like them to connect your village to Manila, all the issues Manila has, do you want them to think those issues exist in your village? You probably don't have that many Muslim terrorists in your village. Do you really want people to look at you in Monroe, Michigan, which has the coolest war memorial, by the way, with a karaoke bar right across the street? Used to. Right next to a TA truck stop. At least used to. Do you really want them to think, oh, you live in Michigan? And just think you live in Detroit? No, you don't. So I'm not complaining. I'm not preaching. I'm not moping. Just remember a fun essay I read back in the day and thought I'd reread it and talk about it. Kind of neat how, when you really look into, all right, so the Polish people aren't fans of Ukraine. They got some fucking reasons. Spent time in both countries, and yeah, they have some reasons. Iran and Ireland have the same name, both named after Aryan, which I know Aryan, oh, not, no, fuck off. Look into, by the way, go to Korea and you will see fucking 800-year-old swastikas. Okay? So calm down. The Nazis are terrible. They're awful. Fuck them. National Socialism is terrible. Should never, ever happen again. Or what were they before National Socialist? Democratic Socialism is a fucking crime. Should never, ever happen. What were they called before that? Oh, yeah. The People's Socialist Party should never, ever happen. It's awful. It's terrible. Yeah. The Nazis, nothing positive. Nothing. Terrible, 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 fucking terrible. Now, that being said, let's be honest. When you lie about the Nazis, you give fuel to the fucking idiots, conspiracy fucking morons who think the Nazis were not awful in every way. You feed the fuel for them to be like, yeah, they're being lied about. They're awful. Now, the swastika. You go to Korea, you'll see an 800-year-old fucking swastika. Koreans are Nazis? Yes, Koreans were Nazis. 3/4 of a century before the Nazis existed. Shut up. Go to northwest New Mexico or southeast Arizona, and you will see 1,000-year-old swastikas on Native American sites. Clearly, they were Nazis. No. The swastika, that little symbol, the broken cross, is associated with the Nazis. The Nazis are awful, 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 awful. The swastika is not. The broken cross symbol is old, and a lot of people had that before it was even the cross. If you scroll through my videos, I did a video on the golden ratio, the first religion. We looked at geometry and shapes. I know, kind of the same thing, but not exactly the same. In nature, to formulate a higher power. And the X, which in a lot of places is a cross. Now, me, when I think of a cross, I think of this, right? Maybe without the circle, but no. This, and then shorter this. That's what I think of as a cross. But look at most of the Scandinavian nation. Look at all these, and they have crosses like this, right? That's a cross. Hot cross buns, for those that have spent time in the UK. Oh, I saw something where certain supermarkets, to not offend migrants, they're not doing hot cross buns anymore. They're doing hot tick buns. They're taking the fucking lines and making a check mark instead. Grow the fuck up. All right. Go to any Muslim country and you will find X's all over the fucking place. It's not a fucking awful thing. Trying too hard. But yeah, it's a fucking pattern. The reason why we exist, that in dogs. Dogs are big. Yeah. Dogs are why we outlasted the Neanderthals. We fucking hung out with dogs. The Neanderthals didn't. And that's why we won. But we see patterns. That's our evolution trait. We see patterns, which is what allowed us to notice the scary animal that wants to eat me in the bushes. I see its eyes. Oh, that shape's not leaves. So we see patterns. And oh, the swastika, the broken cross, the X with in motion, all these different cultures have it. So, and I know this has been my repeated fucking statement the entire 90 minutes so far. Calm the fuck down. Take a step back. The French have a culture. And there are certain things that are like bags, beauty, age, goodness, and size. So it's a blue car. No, I'm sorry. It's a car blue. Gotcha. The color goes after. All right. Yeah, it's a car blue. Gotcha. Yeah, it's a car big. Oh, no. It's a big car. I thought, I thought that goes after. No. Not if it's, size. Oh, gotcha. It's a big car blue. This is so fucking weird. Makes no sense. I'm lost. Totally lost. Don't know what's going on. But I am comfortable enough to determine this entire part of this culture. I don't know how to fucking describe the car. A pretty blue car of substantial size would be a uh big large car blue. Oh, okay. Well, how old is it? Oh, well, it's pretty old. Okay. So it's it's a large, old, pretty car blue. I am so fucking confused. I know that it takes, you got to understand the culture. Oh, by the way, can't do that, but I can tell you your entire culture is racist. And the fact that you want to put bread on the table and you don't put it on the plate is clearly a reference to slavery and hoe cakes. What's a hoe cake? And wait, aren't you familiar? I mean, you know why France has so many black Americans? Racist! I don't want to hear, oh, straight, cis, hetero, white person. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Americans are crazy. Oh, no. They're from California. Oh, American? Yeah, but you don't want them to treat you like you're from Paris. Oh, California's American Paris. Gotcha. I am so sorry to have offended you because you can't understand my culture. Fuck off. I know it seems like I take that more personal than I should. But in all my travels, I have spent time with people. I like people. I like architecture. I like people. I like history. I like dancing. By the way, I just got an invite today. Turns out in this fucking shitty little small location I'm at, they have a contra dancing group. And it's like, so anyways, customer, I'm like, wow, you're dressed really nice. You're dressed sharp. You're dressed sharp. So where are you guys going out for date night? Oh, it's not date night. Really? Well, you guys are just doing way better in life than me. Oh yeah. Well, you guys look great. If you're going out, I hope you have a great time. Oh, we're going contra dancing. Oh, cool. Sorry, you're going what dancing? Contra dancing. You're going contra dancing. Yes, contra dancing is. Oh, I know what contra dancing is, but the fuck? You're going contra dancing where? Where? Right here in town. Press X for doubt. Well, I love contra dancing, and what the fuck? So, gonna look into it and see, and yeah. Now I know, uh, broken, cripple, can't dance like I could before, and dancing is a very sad subject. Man, I used to really fuck. I used, huh, great pause. I used to really fuck. No, I used to really fucking be a good dancer. I was graceful. Man, good news. Uh, play from the 50s, maybe 40s. I actually I wasn't happy with the dance numbers they had for the football team, and I talked to the choreographer. I was like, "Hey, I am so sorry, sir. I'm not trying to be disrespectful." And I did it in private, one on one. I was like, if you want it to be more like football drills, I played football a lot, and I've done a lot of football drills, and you would be amazed at how like the log rolls and various football drills are really, you know, thematic and could make really good dance numbers. If you'd be interested, I could show you, you know, uh, football drills that we did, and you could turn them into dance stuff. And all you had to do was like, listen, long haired fucking weirdo, fuck off. I hate you. And how dare you challenge my brilliance? Instead, it was, well, I do want to see the football drills. I'm not saying I'm going to change nothing, but yeah, show me. And he might have been hitting on me, but I wasn't that handsome. And yeah, we went through it, and it was like, you know what? Why don't you choreograph it? Sir, there is no way I could choreograph it. I will absolutely help you. I'll give you any information, any knowledge I have. I will help you in any way, answer anything you have to say. But no, I can't. It's all right. Let's do that. And basically, I choreographed a 4-minute dance number, and it was fantastic. And they extended it and made it a 7 minute. 7 minute dance number is fucking massive. Now, 4 minutes is big, but no one's gonna have a 7 minute dance number. Well, you had the 4 minute dance number, and then you had a little moment, and one of the actors is pulled away, and while they are having their situation, you have another 3 minutes of the dancers. Now, they shouldn't have been, it wasn't the main focus. So it's misleading to say a 7 minute dance number. No, a 4 minute dance number that I basically choreographed because this brilliant, talented person saw something and was like, yeah, do it. I couldn't, but I'll help. And he basically just had me do it. And just so there it went, well, what do you think? Oh, ooh, ooh. Well, all right. So I'm thinking, all right, so there's this log roll, right? That we do. And I noticed when I was watching this other musical that there was this, and we could incorporate that. And are you familiar with traditional Scottish dances from the 1780s, the late 18th century, early 19th century? Of course. But what were you thinking specifically? Oh, okay. All right, cool. So I like this. And yeah, just fucking rolled with it. By the way, had no fucking clue what I was talking about. No clue what I was talking about. Just knew this fucking vision I had for this fucking football drill in a dance as a dance number. And then it was like, all right, so we need another 3 minutes, but it can't be flashy. Oh, perfect. Because I don't do flashy at all. You mean background dancing? Oh, gotcha. Ooh, I can do this. And basically did the exact same thing I had already done, only because it wasn't going to be main stage, like up front center. Then I don't need to have someone to hold my hand and go, yep, I agree. No, I was just able to just work out 3 minutes and then present it. Like, you think this is good enough? I mean, no one will notice, but you, this won't ruin everything, will it? And it's like, yeah. So yeah, I love me some dancing. And mm, really is one of the many, many, many things that depresses me, that I can't dance. You can dance if you wanna. No, I mean, I can't. I can't dance dance. All right. I cannot push myself and do cool, impressive things. I have physical issues that stop me from doing certain things. But I have been working on it. I have been more active, more physical. I have been doing my therapy. I have been uh, working. Now I'm moving better, and I'm never going to dance again. But I can dance again, and I have, and this is silly, funny, embarrassing to anyone else, but I got no shame. While mopping and sweeping at work, I've been tap dancing. That's right. That leg, I can't, I can't uh, click with the balls of my feet very well, but I got the heel going. And if I shift my weight a little bit, I can cover it. And yeah, I crank up the music, fucking clean the store, and fucking killing it. Um, ooh, all right. Just decided we are canceling the Scotland police sex shop story because I want to roll out on all right now. I have been just rocking out lately. Now let me make sure I'm showing the right ones here, but shut up. All right, I can do. Mm, all right. Give me just a moment and I will click. All right. this will be 1:55 on the dot. Now, I will try this with the music, some, and give an example of shuffle dancing. And this is what I have been not nearly as good as these folks, but I can't proper tap dance anymore. But I can get by and pass it off on folks. I can do Rusty Grill. It's it's a dance. It's a very physical dance, but this leg won't let me do the shuffle swing properly. I mean, I can do a really shitty Charleston, but I've been dancing in a store with no partner, while sweeping and mopping, and I've been doing exercises. I've lost some weight. I've shifted. You might notice I've shifted body weight. I've been working out, sort of. Yeah, I'm more active. Sometimes I feel more confident, but so much I still can't do. I mean, I was a good dancer. I was a pretty damn good dancer. And then I was walking on a cane. No, I'm not saying walking on a cane is depressing and, oh, feel bad for me. No, none of that. It was just dancing is over. I will never dance again. I walk on a cane. I have a leg that won't support weight. For those that have watched for a while my walking videos, especially my favorite ones at the duck pond. Although the Buddy Holly recording studio hike was a pretty nice one. But I made a lot of dad jokes. I was really hung up on dad jokes on that hike. And, worked at it, and my cane's right there. Gotcha. I love you, Daisy. I'm sorry. Right here, I keep it by the door for Daisy. She hates, yes, dear. She hates the cane. Whenever she sees me pull the cane out, she gets all worried and, yeah. she thinks I'm hurting. I don't think I've actually used it this year. I don't think I've used it since Thanksgiving. So yeah, I can't dance in a cool, impressive way. But I did traditional ballroom dancing, and I did English contra. I did Red Foley's Rusty Grill. When I was in Denmark, I got stuck into teaching a clogging class, which is like tap dancing, only not. I mean, I choreographed 1.5 dance members at a very respectable collegiate production. I taught dance classes. I have taught dance classes in 3 states. Dancing has it's been a wonderful skill to express yourself. And while I have not been a I use dance to express my feelings person. Um, I do love dance. I enjoy dance. And I do think dance is a way to express your feelings and work for me, not for everyone. Also, not for me in the beginning, but I slowly learned that dance was a way to work through trauma, right? Expressing these feelings that you're not allowed to share these insecurities, these angers. One, I'm a man, and if a man cries to his partner, that'll be his ex-partner within a week. If a man feels hurt and attacked and being used as a scapegoat, then he will either shut the fuck up or be replaced. Now, I know that things have changed and they are changing every day. But I'm talking about as a young man, I'm talking about a long time ago. We've made great strides at men being allowed to be vulnerable. But it's not been the case. And men dancing, you're already being shit on. Everyone's already, oh, you're a dancer. There's an amazing, humorous, funny fucking song. Wasn't Ray Stevens. It was, might have been Ray Stevens, but it was someone along those lines. Uh, Dr. Demento is on one of his compilations. And it was this guy just talking about, I just want to dance. And it was so obvious. Dude was just gay. He was gay, effeminate, and just not a dude. He was basically a woman. And the humor was the other person trying to say, oh, no, that's fine, it's all good. Still got you, still support you, blah blah blah. But yeah, it was uh Monty Python, Quest for the Holy Grail. I just want to sing. Like, yeah, it was a very, very girly thing. Like, I'm a man. I am a man. I have a lot of manly things, and I'm manly, and I do like to dance. I am manly. I like to dance. Now, thankfully, first of all, I was extremely blessed. Uh, my family was raised in an Appalachian setting with a lot of oppression. And my parents raised me with a lot of oppression, but none of the oppression that they faced. Like, they were raised, oh, well, this person, this person, this person. They were raised with all this oppression about them. And I was raised with a lot of oppression of you. And uh, us us kids have benefited greatly, greatly from this. We are accepting, very accepting other people. But we're not guilty. See, when you approach another person and you approach that person with, I feel guilt for my race, raising, financial situation, gender, orientation, you approach someone with guilt for you. You're approaching someone with no confidence in yourself. So you have no confidence in yourself. How are you able to help or address anything? You aren't there. You're putting some projection of what you might want to be if you weren't you in that social interaction. And it's just fucked up. My grandparents, we all have four grandparents. If you don't have four grandparents, then you're an exception and you have a unique, interesting explanation on why you don't have four grandparents. And I am interested. I think that's a cool story, and you should tell that story. But standard, we got four grandparents. And of my four grandparents, one died uh, when I was very young, overseas, and my interactions with him were very minimal. I had very few interactions with my grandfather. Most of them that I can remember were him picking on me, making jokes at my expense, and just poking and poking and prodding. And my memories of him are very, very positive. Um, he was an asshole. He was an asshole, and he used humor and insults as communication. Now, this dude could have used like hurtful insults. Like, it's spend time with someone, you know how to say something to hurt them deeply. But say something mean about, oh, you got a cowlick. So when part of your hair doesn't part right, and people, I love how I'm pointing at my clearly shaved head. We have hair, and I had a cowlick around here where I had a natural part like here. Slightly center, but not quite. It was slightly off. And as a teenager, I was big on part here, here. Wanted the left side part. I don't know why. Probably because that motion felt better than that motion. But and he would make fun of my cowlick. I had this one spot that wanted to lean that way, but I wanted to comb my hair that way. And he would mock me over this little tuft of hair. And it would lead into this beautiful fucking discussion, conversation. We would get animated, we would get heated. Sometimes he would include, if I was like, yeah, blah, 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 then he would fucking pepper in. So I'm trying to watch a baseball game, and your dad, my son, is the worst glass maker ever. Do you know your dad don't know how to make glass? I don't know why dad would ever feel the need to make glass. Dad is a soldier. Dad has his important jobs. Why would he? So, no, I don't know if he makes glass. I don't know if he's ever tried to make glass. I know. That's what I just said. Your dad can't make glass. And if he can, he hasn't yet. He needs to stop trying to make glass. I don't know that he's ever tried to make glass. Oh. Well, you're not glass. Yeah, I know I'm not glass. Yeah, so I can't see through you, kid. Move the... He didn't curse. Move over, because I can't see the TV. And it's like, wow, we just spent a minute and a half arguing and debating, having this big, intricate interaction just for it to end with, yeah, I can't see through you. Move over. Hilarious. It's rude. It's rude. It's shit talking. It's, oh, you're talking about all that. Yeah. Don't care. You don't matter. Baseball. Move over. He was a Cincinnati Reds fan. They're not my baseball team. And I am thankful that my baseball team has never faced the Cincinnati Reds in the World Series, because I couldn't cheer, period. Marge Shot and her fucking English Bulldog just not a Reds fan, but I have a deep love for the Cincinnati Reds. Worst color ever. Alan, the fact that I have love for the Cincinnati Reds and you know my thoughts on the color red shows that man was a smartass, loving asshole. And I will never cheer against the Reds. Worst color ever. Because my memories of this and this and this and this, you know, met the dude or saw the dude rarely. I can only gauge on my interactions with this fucking asshole. Supportive, loving asshole. And my dad has so many of his qualities. Now, my dad, he has a lot of qualities that make people. Nope. His dad had qualities that was like, what? Fuck that. Nope. If you take half a second and go, oh, that's so funny, that's so charming, that's so sweet. Oh. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about this because I'm not charming, I'm not sweet, I'm just an asshole. But that's not my problem. That's everyone else's problem. I I make the best jokes for me. And man, a lot of people don't get the joke. And a lot more people get the joke, but just don't think it's funny. Oh, I didn't tell that joke for you. I told that joke for me. But then I get a bonus. Oh, let me explain that joke to you that you clearly understand. Let me just overly explain it and then tell you the punchline that you already knew and then repeat that punchline twice and say, see, that's why it's funny. And then fake annoying laugh. And you go, yeah, cool. And now you think, oh, yeah, I agree, done. Don't gotta hear that joke again. And then I repeat the joke, but I say the joke a little slower. And then say the punchline really fast. Then say the punchline again. Then go, right? See? Cuz. And then I say the punchline the comedic third time. And then overly awkward pause. And then say, that's why Norm loved that joke. And then move on. By the way, Norm MacDonald probably didn't hear any of my jokes, but actually, well, I say a lot of his jokes. It's just the fact that you tell a joke to make yourself laugh. And them, the audience, reacting with, makes it makes you laugh. Yeah. I've been trying to stretch out for the last 2-3 minutes, trying to make it an even number, but fuck it. I'm long winded. Me saying goodbye will. I tell stories. I share my bullshit. I speak out. I open up to faceless strangers. Started doing this because my therapist. Don't worry, I won't say your name. She was fantastic. She was new. She made so many mistakes. It was like, well, it's like, all right, see, you shouldn't, come on. And we formed a good, trustful relationship based on I called her out on her mistakes. And then she started calling me out on my mistakes. And it was just a nice situation of now it's hard to call someone out when you love them. It is. It's hard to call someone out when you're scared of them. It is. And is it smart to call your boss out? You're scared of your boss for a reason. Is it smart to call out people that will hurt you? Well, do you love them? Do you trust them? Does it matter if the relationship is ended? What will you gain by calling them out? What will you lose by calling them out? So yeah, I've had some wonderful therapists. And Alan, you remember my time working as a therapist. It's an easy job to, and what about your mother? And in third grade, that's easy. But to actually try to form a bond with someone and understand them and try to help them and tell them my thoughts and opinions, what I think your thoughts and opinions are, and my advice. That's impossible to do without hurting. For me, safe choice, honest choice that's gonna get you in trouble, and split the difference and figure out the right way to, yeah, impossible. Tell your loved ones that you care about them. Tell the people you care about that you love them. And there will clearly be, if you love me, then if you care about me, then if you tell your friend that you love them and they respond with, Well, if you love me, then you would. And it's things that don't pertain to your friendship, then you're in a shitty spot. If you say I care to a loved one and they say, well, if you cared, then you would, then you're in a shitty spot. So, do you not say I love you? Do you not say I care? Do you take the time to formulate the proper answer to the expected question? Do you just be yourself and fuck up and fail and try to be truthful and honest and be you, and maybe you'll be good enough? Pretty sure those are all the wrong answer. My advice, which I don't take, is the person you're talking to, friendship, romance, family, doesn't matter. Whatever situation, be brave and ask them, what do you want me to say? Why? Because whatever I say is going to be wrong. So, my advice to you is going to be wrong. So, just reach out to that person and say, um, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Um, just help me. But that's probably shitty advice because, hey, I am blessed. And I am cursed. Just watching yeah, I've spent a good portion of the night trying to fix things. Double binding manipulation. is the current project to work through. If you say left, you're wrong. If you say right, you're wrong. If you say up, you're wrong. If you say down, you're wrong. Doesn't matter what you say, you're wrong. So clearly, you're wrong. Fuck off. Just be a failure. But look at the interaction with that person that you're having, and it's never left or right, up or down. You're not wrong no matter the answer. You're just not addressing the actual trauma in the relationship. I know. Ending this stream on a downer by saying mental health, been really digging into it and trying not to be but it is identical to I can't dance. I'm a broken, worthless cripple. But I have been working at it and I can dance. I can't do proper tap dance both legs. But yeah. Mental health. I'm toxic. Dancing. I'm a cripple. But I've been moving. I've been working. Can't dance great. But motherfucker, I've been dancing. So we are going to end with right here. Right here. See that? Now, she's a gal and I love that. Tutti frutti, tutti frutti, tutti frutti, tutti frutti. I know you see the legs, but by the way, I can't do the drop, but if I shift my weight the right way, I can do a portion of this. It's called shuffle dancing, and I can kind of do it. All right, now oh man. All right, cool. All right, so long and the short. Uh can't dance. Good. But been dancing badly. And I found a Silver Sneakers dance class. It's senior citizens, and I shared that with my lovely Ellen. And I haven't joined the gym yet, but I don't know. Kind of want to. Actually, I very, very much want to, but it's going to be embarrassing and sad and fun. So, if anything, uh, do it. You're not hurting anyone. You're just making yourself out to look like a fool. Is that the worst thing? I look like a worthless piece of shit most of the time, and a laughing stock at the best of times. And you know what? Cool. Fuck it. Let's do it. If you're going to be a joke, be a jester. Just thought of that, but yeah, we should coin that and put that in fucking t-shirts. Anyways, be good. Fuck it. Who cares? What's the worst that can happen? You look dumb? Probably already have a bunch of times. And that's why you're scared to look dumb again. You already did. You look dumb. Still alive. Fuck it. Look dumb with jazz hands. Ham it up. And that wraps it all the way back to the beginning. Anyways, you matter. May not matter to people around you. May not matter to yourself. But fuck you and fuck them. You matter. Matter can't be created nor destroyed. Einstein, baby. You matter. Accept it or be wrong. So, since you matter and it can't be destroyed, so doesn't change that you still matter. At least try to get some chuckles out of it. At least try to fucking do something stupid and fail. You're not hurting anyone. And if your let's do something stupid hurt someone that isn't you, don't do that. No matter how bad you feel, no matter what struggles you're going through, you matter. And matter can't be created nor destroyed. So you're stuck. At least fucking try. Can't be a bigger failure than me. Maybe a color failure, but not a bigger failure. So, fuck it. Fuck them. Fuck you. Fuck it all. Do it. Try it. And laugh at your success or your failure. Because seriously, it doesn't matter.